have their storybook ending.
You can walk through the fire. You can walk through the fire. When it's down to the wire. You can walk through the fire.
Howdy, y'all, and welcome to the Wrexham Texan. My name is Jake Green. Thank y'all for tuning in today. Really appreciate it. And I caught the beginning of that in mid-yawn. So my eyes are now watering. I need to yawn again. That's not good TV. So do my best to avoid yawning. Man, this last week was intense. It was my birthday this weekend, and was really hoping to get that Wrexham W on Saturday. I gathered all my friends in North Georgia to watch the game with me, and we blew it. You know, we had the opportunities, we had plenty of chances to score, and we just couldn't get it, and it was just utterly brutal sitting there with. I now know on like a 1% level what Rob must have felt like when he invited all his friends to watch a Wrexham match in his pub in Philadelphia. Again, 1% of that, you know, just the tiniest possible percentage is probably how that felt for me on Saturday. I also forced them to wear Wrexham attire. They had to wear shirts and scarves and sweatshirts, and I put up the dadgum flag. Goodness gracious. I got a gift package from Steve Irwin with a whole bunch of different awesome Wrexham paraphernalia, which I'm very excited about, very happy to know and call him my friend. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. It was still a fun weekend, despite Wrexham lost. And it was great. Both games were really fun to watch, super entertaining. Obviously super frustrating, lots of frustrations, but you know, you can't expect to win them all, I guess. And you know, it's League Two, it's a league up from where we were last year. Harder teams, arguably one of the easier leagues to get out of, but everybody goes through streaks. You know, we're going to get to some of those streaks here in a little while, but yeah, overall, still super optimistic about Wrexham's chances of getting promoted again this season. Yeah, happy to be talking to you folks today. All right, let's see. So last time I tried to show highlights, and that did not end up going well for me. We got kicked off of YouTube that day. So instead, I'm just going to play little bitty baby clips of highlights with tiny little volume. So maybe that will change things. Maybe we won't get kicked off. But this was we're going to go over the MK Dons game first, which was an incredible game. That game was wild. We have a lot to talk about with that game. So let's watch a couple little highlights here. Yeah, this is Marriott, very beginning of the game. That was a crazy one. Let's see what this one. Okay, so this one pissed me off. We put so much good pressure on them in that first half. Their defense had no idea what to do. They kept giving the ball away because of how much pressure and how much energy we had on the offensive side. But this play right here really frustrated me. We cause a turnover and Dalby shoots it. Look at, I mean, come on, Dalby. Like, I know I'm not a player. I'm not I'm not on the field. I didn't train for this. I'm not in the moment. I don't have any of I have the luxury of sitting here and seeing the fact that Marriott, if Dalby had just tapped it in front of Marriott, he'd have put it in the back of the net, no problem. And if he wouldn't have put it in the back of the net, then I'd say that pretty much shows who Marriott is as a player. But I mean, goodness gracious, look at all that wide open space. Just tap him the ball. You can see the defender is coming towards you and blocking your shot. So just tap the ball over to Marriott. This one drives me This one drove me crazy, y'all. So that one was very frustrating. And then McLean obviously scoring fantastic. I mean, what a header. Luke Young. Oh my gosh, that was perfect. Y'all, I whenever Luke Young doesn't play, I understand why. He's not the most prolific player we have, but my gosh, him on set pieces on those corner kicks, he puts the ball exactly where it needs to be. He's by far the best on our team at placing the ball on corner kicks. I really love it when he's in the game and can put those in first, especially when we don't have Tozer playing, when we don't have the advantage of a long throw in that way. I feel like we've really been missing those as well. But Luke Young coming in and doing stuff like that is 100% what we need. Let's see what other. They scored soon after that. I don't even want to watch it. Whatever. Was this the one? Yeah, that was the one. Again, the only reason that I'm skipping through some of these is because we got booted off YouTube last time. Yeah. There we go. I mean, we had so many good chances this game. That shot, woo! I thought that shot was going in from McLean about 30 yards out, maybe 25 yards out. That was a beast of a shot. We had so many opportunities to score. Their goalie did really well. Okonkwo did great. That was a fantastic save right there. Okonkwo's been killing it for us. He's been dominating for us. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it a million more times. That dude's incredible. This is the most controversial play of the entire match. Right there. Look. I mean, be a little unbiased if you're a Wrexham fan. Right there. That ball's in the net. That ball's in the net. There's just no possible way that the entirety of that ball isn't past the line. It wasn't at first. He pinned it on the line, and then his momentum and his knee carried it over the line, and that was a goal. To be fair, let's just skip ahead. Where was it? It was the Palmer. It was this one. This one right here. So this should have been a penalty right here. Not the Mullen one, this one right here. The one where Barnett just megs the mess out of that guy. Taps it over to Palmer, who, I mean, look at just watch Palmer. Don't even worry about Barnett. Dude has his entire jersey pulled. You could see it. You could watch Palmer get wrenched to the side, and then pulled completely down onto the ground. Look, I'm sorry. That is 100% a penalty. So I don't really give a crap that Okonkwo probably knocked in that ball. Couldn't care less. This was a penalty that that was so blatant. He just grabbed his jersey. In another angle, you can see him pulling the shoulder as well. So I couldn't care less that Okonkwo may have gotten away with one, because they got away with one right here. I mean, absurdly. Like that was such an obvious penalty, and that's exactly what the ref should be looking at. He's got to be looking at the middle where the ball is going, because that's where the action is. He doesn't need to be looking over at Barnett, which it seems like that's where he was looking. He has to be looking where the ball is going to be, and the linesmen are the one that should be looking looking more towards where Barnett was. So yeah, I don't know. That whole game was exciting. We showed a lot of heart. We definitely pushed and hustled and played pretty dang well. MK Dons is a good team. Where are they on the table? They are just below us right now. They're fifth. We're fourth, and we'll get to the table later. But MK Dons is a good team, and we tied them away. That's a much better result than what we've been used to in the recent past. So overall, I was pretty happy with the game. I mean, it ended up being 10-on-10 because two red cards. Boyle, I think he deserved the red card there, or the second yellow. Their guy should have been kicked out long before he got his red card. So some little poetic justice there. That game was good. I think maybe that game will get overlooked as just another draw, when in fact we played away at MK Dons, who's the 5th team in the league, and we came out with a draw in a very hotly contested game where we're trying to bounce back from a 4-game losing streak where we've just been having a ton of issues. Unable to score. McLean's goal was fantastic. I just thought the MK Dons game was much better than people give it credit for, and was a good bounce back for where we were at the time. A lot of crazy things happened in that game, but I loved the fact that we kept pressure on them. We forced their defense to make so many mistakes. And yes, we couldn't capitalize on a lot of those mistakes, but we forced those mistakes. And that's a step in the right direction. If you just want incremental progress, you don't need overnight, just expecting massive success overnight, all of a sudden turning everything around and everything working perfectly is unreasonable. So you just want that incremental progress. You just want to get a little bit better each time. And that day we definitely did. We fought extremely hard down at their end of the pitch. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the game. Let's look at some stats, shall we, from that one? I just want to go over a couple stats. Well, first of all, McLean scored in the 22nd minute, and then immediately Kemp for MK scored, taking away all of our momentum, it just took the breath out of us. It was an unfortunate unfortunate series of events. It was a great goal. It was a great goal by him. Put it right where it needed to go. And then Lewington, he should have been out. Lewington should have been out in the first half. He should have been red carded in the first half. He had horrible tackles. And then Boyle, yeah, I think Boyle deserved his red. That could just be me. He definitely got 2 yellows, in my opinion. So it is what it is. Possession, pretty similar. We had 10 interceptions. They had 2. They had 1 offsides. Corners were basically the same. I'm telling you, it was just a very even game. They had 150 more passes than we did, which is quite a few. But we did maintain possession for quite a bit. I mean, the passes kind of equal the possessions there. Crossing accuracy, ours was better. Passing accuracy, it was about the same. We're just 2 evenly matched teams. It's number 4 and number 5. It makes sense that this was the case. Shots on target, 5 for both. Shots outside the box, 6 for them, 3 for us. Shots inside the box, 15. That's the stat we need to improve right now. Shots inside the box, 15. Goals, 1. That is, 15 shots from inside the box. You should 100% be scoring more than 1 goal. I don't know what it is, and we're going to talk about this here too in a little while. I think Craig Jones made a good tweet about it, but our scoring has just dropped off the face of the earth. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's happening. That's one of our biggest issues, is just no one is able to consistently put the ball in the back of the net. And I don't know what it is. We're going to talk about Parkey and his decisions here soon as well, but I just have no idea what it is that we're not able to put the ball in the back of the net, because we're getting our shots. We're not placing them well. We're kicking them right at defenders, right at the goalie. Every now and then we'll make the goalie work really, really hard, which in the Gillingham game, he worked. That goalie was the man of the match, in my opinion. That guy killed it. That one. Okay, let's just go watch the highlights for that game instead of me just yapping about how amazing it was. Let's see. Like I said, can't watch all the highlights because I get kicked off YouTube.
lovely ball to Barnett. Barnett running at the last defender. Kelly now
This
into the
is-
area. Speed mark by 1 in the
Oh.
middle. He picks up McLean.
Freaking Barnett just about had it. He was just a little too far ahead of McLean, but that was beautiful sequence. Hey, what's up, Aaron? How you doing? Welcome to the show, brother. Yeah, I mean, I thought Barnett killed it in the Gillingham game. I thought he played incredibly well. He had a lot of good plays. They set him up nicely a lot of the time too. But man, that opener right there, what was that, like just a few minutes in, 7 minutes in, maybe? I thought that was incredible. And he put it a little too far ahead, but it is what it is. Let's see what else we got. I mean, look at that save. Look at that save. We did make their goalie work this game, and he worked very well. Freaking Mendy. Oh my gosh, he almost put that in the back of the net. I love Jacob Mendy. That dude is awesome. And I like that he's getting a little more playing time recently. We had a ton of good moments in this game. Let me see if I can get. Oh man, Okonkwo also made some great saves. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Barnett again, almost the exact same play, just a little further down the field, and he decides to shoot. Probably a poor choice, probably a poor decision to shoot that ball. But yeah, thanks for coming to torture yourself more over that loss. Yeah, I mean it was brutal. It was brutal. I said at the beginning of the show, I was watching it with all of my friends, and it was my birthday weekend, so it was forced them all to wear some Wrexham attire, and it just did not go as planned. Really thought we would win that game, or at least come out with a draw. Let's see. There's that one. Okay, so there's their goal. I'm not fine. We'll play it. Whatever. Okay, that's all you're gonna get of that one. And then this opportunity towards the end of the game, this play alone, their goalie should get the player of the match. Just what I mean. Oh, dadgummit, it wasn't that one. Is it a little after? Come on. Where is the one where Fletcher did the bike? Did I miss it already? Oh yeah, here it is. So Lee with the shot, and then Fletcher with the bicycle kick, and then the goalie has to save it twice. I mean, this is one of the most to be fair, it was kicked right at him. Like, I mean, it's a bike kick; it's hard to place those. But that goalie, that was unbelievable. That was absolutely unbelievable play. And then we almost had it again. Davis to Dalby, fantastic pass. It was just Dalby didn't have the footing properly right there, and he just couldn't grab it. So, like I said, I thought we played well, considering how horribly we've played in the past 8 games away. We played pretty well. We just couldn't convert. And to be fair, their goalie was unbelievable. What is that dude's name? Why can't I not remember that dude's name? Come on, internets. Glenn Morris. That guy crushed it. And so, yes, the loss was disappointing. You don't want that loss. It dropped us into 4th place. But it was interesting. Oh my gosh, Aaron, is that true? He's 40 years old. Oh my gosh, that is incredibly impressive. I wish that on the Wrexham site you could click on the other team's logo to take you to their site, because I would love to be able to do that, just to quickly navigate back and forth, because now I got to go over and see. He looks 40 when you look at him up close. 1983. That dude is 40 years old. That goalie was 40 years old making those saves. Good for him. I mean, come on, look at this guy's beard. Love it. Love it. He's got good hair and a good beard. That is infuriating. Yeah, I thought he was incredible. My biggest takeaway from the last 4 games or so is Parkey's experimentation with different lineups. That's been the most interesting thing to me, and I think it has been a fantastic thing. I think one of the things that was the biggest problem in that 4-game losing streak, and to be honest, a few of our losses this year, is that we were getting to be very predictable. Same lineup, same formation, same style of play every single time, and people had figured us out. I think the same thing happened with Knots. I was talking with Luke Midup, and it seems like the same thing happened with them. And so Parkey has been throwing these completely different lineups out there every single match, and I'm there for it. I love it. I love seeing different people playing with each other, different pairs of strikers and midfielders and defenders. Huge fan of this strategy. If it is a strategy, maybe it's out of necessity, but maybe it's a strategy. Because like that MK Dons game, it was Dalby and Marriott were the forwards. Then at midfield, we had Luke Young, Andy Cannon, James McLean. Awesome. And then we had defense. We had Bolton, Mendy, Boyle, O'Connell, and Cleworth. So there's one lineup. And then 5 days later, we had Fletcher and Marriott. We had Lee, Cannon, and McLean. Then we had Cleworth, O'Connell, Tunnicliffe, Mendy, and Barnett. So just changing it up quite a bit. And I think that's fantastic. I think it'll allow him to be able to see who plays really well together and who doesn't, where things can mesh, how to tweak things. And I think it also keeps other teams on their toes because they don't know what to expect. I kind of like McLean in the midfield too. I think he's doing better up there. I didn't like him as much when he was like a wing back. I liked him far more in the midfield the past couple games. I also love Mendy and Barnett playing wing backs. But then Bolton, we just have so much depth. It's kind of wild how much depth we have on our squad. Because I love Bolton. That dude, he's a direct runner. Seems far more physical than Barnett is. But then you get plays like Barney megging that dude. Just one of the most beautiful nutmegs ever in that. Was it the MK Dons game or was it the Gillingham game? I'm getting them mixed up at this point. I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts? Like, is the fact that Parkey's like messing with the lineup, is that exciting to you? Is it concerning? Is it confusing? Because I understand how you could have any of those emotions over that. But personally, I'm loving it. I think it's a fantastic idea. It's very interesting that Mullen has not started either of the last 2 games. I don't know what the starting lineup will be for tomorrow, but he hasn't started either of the last 2 games. Did he start the one before that? I feel like he started the one before that. I need to go. This is why I wish I just had a producer so that I wouldn't have to go find these things. Okay. Yeah. Aaron, you think Barnett's final ball is much better than Bolton's? That could be. I think that Bolton, for me, I feel like his moves try to put him in the best position to score rather than Barnett, who's clearly only looking for the cross like 99% of the time. It feels to me like Bolton wants to get closer to the goal than Barney does. And that could be why, or maybe he's just not strong on the cross. And you're correct that Barnett's ball is better. Let's see. Oh no. Yeah. It was Notts County before that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Mullen started that game. Yeah. Mullen and Fletcher, which is a great pairing. However, in that MK Dons game, I loved seeing Mullen and Palmer out on the field together. I think we need to get back to that combination a little more often. I think they play really well together. There was one highlight that I didn't look at, which was right before this. Okay, so right here, I'm going to show it to y'all. Sorry, give me 1 second. There it goes on stage. Conco sends it down the field. Palmer heads it up. and then comes over and gets it after this header, and does a perfect pass to Mullen. I mean, a one-time perfect pass to Mullen. Could have been called a handball. I don't know. The guy's hands were like right next to his chest, and he didn't like send them out. So I don't think it was a handball. But Palmer and Mullen play well together. I think there's really good chemistry there. Fletcher, I feel like could play with anybody. Fletcher and Marriott seems to be a pretty decent combination. I really am really rooting for Marriott to get his first goal for us, because if he goes too long without getting a goal, he's going to start getting reamed online and in the comment sections, because he's had some chances. He had some chances against, what was it? I mean, he's had multiple chances recently, and has not come through for us. So, I mean, he put one the other day just straight at the goalie. Yeah, he started the last 2 games. So, he's got to, I don't know if it's just that he's not comfortable yet, that he doesn't, he just hasn't gotten warmed up with Wrexham, that he doesn't have the chemistry there, but it's becoming concerning that he hasn't put one in the back of the net yet. All right, let's go over to a tweet from @Dan Wrexham. Very simple name. I love it. Our form since Tom O'Connor got injured. Loss. We've won twice. Draw, loss. That. Okay. Well, thanks for agreeing with me, Aaron. Yeah. Palmer Mullen, great partnership. Completely agree. I don't always think that causation, or that correlation equals causation. So I don't think it's only that Tom O'Connor's missing, and so therefore we've had a terrible streak. I think that definitely doesn't help anything, because O'Connor's fantastic, but we've had some other things that have been happening during this time as well. So, but I'm certain that it adds to it. The fact that O'Connor has been out definitely adds to the fact that we've lost 4 and drawn 1 out of the last 8. Lost 5 and drawn 1 out of the last 8. That's my bad. So our injuries are definitely hurting us, and I've heard that James Jones and George Evans are hurt worse than we thought, which huge blow. I mean, George Evans, I've said this before. I didn't know what the hype was around him. I didn't understand it. Didn't think he was doing that great for us. And then I just started only watching him. And that dude is a rock. He maintains the ball. He maintains the formation. He stays where he's supposed to. He's not flashy. He is fundamentally sound and will get the ball where it needs to go and not make mistakes. Obviously, everyone makes mistakes every now and then, but he is very good at keeping the mistakes as low as is humanly possible. So we're definitely going to be missing him. Definitely going to be missing James Jones and Tom O'Connor. I mean, every defender that gets hurt, we're going to miss them. So, all right. And then Craig Jones tweeted, since our impressive New Year's Day 4-1 win over Barrow, we've now played 10 games. Only twice have we scored 2 goals in a game in that time. Twice in 10 games have we scored more than 1 goal. Mullen has 1 goal. Lee has 1 goal. Dalby has 1 goal. And Palmer and Marriott both have 0. Obviously, they've played less. What is happening with our scoring? I don't understand it. We used to have absolutely no problem scoring. We're putting the ball, we're getting our chances. We're just not putting it in the back of the net. We're just not putting it in the open space where the goalie isn't. We seem to kick it directly at the goalie. And there could be many reasons for this. I forget, somebody mentioned that maybe the longer you go without playing well, the harder you try as an athlete. And the harder you try, sometimes the worse things are, the worse you play. Because what you don't want to do is overthink things and push certain passes or certain shots or dribbling or whatever. You don't want to push things to try to force what you want. You want to play good football and play with the flow of the game and take advantage of opportunities when they present themselves. You don't want to try to force opportunities to a certain extent. And so that could be one of the problems we're having, is that we went on a 2-game losing streak, and then we were like, okay, we need to try a little harder. And then it was a 3-game losing streak. And then we realized, oh my gosh, we really need to turn this around. And we started trying very hard to turn it around. And in doing so, lost sight of natural play, maybe. I don't know. But we definitely need to figure out reset, like some type of reset on our strikers, on our midfielders, anybody who's up in the box trying to score, because we're just not getting it done. They're just not putting the ball where it needs to be, even though we're getting the opportunities to do so. Me, the wife, and Wrexham tweeted out our remaining games. Oh my gosh, y'all, we only have 13 remaining games. I only get to watch Wrexham 13 more times this season. That is brutal. All right, so obviously tomorrow we have the Forest Green Rovers. It's an away game. And if we don't beat them, if we don't at least draw to them, then I'll be very, very upset. But then directly after that on Saturday, we have Accrington Stanley. Let's see. Home games, we've got Accrington, Harrogate, Tranmere, Mansfield, Crawley, Forest Green, and Stockport. Oh my gosh, that Stockport game. Final game of the season against the best team in the league. I don't care for that. I'm going to pull up my, there we go. All right. Where'd it go? Okay, let's see. Accrington, they're number 14 right now. Harrogate is number 11. Tranmere is down at number 17. Mansfield is obviously, oh my gosh, Mansfield is number 1 right now. Okay. So 2 out of our last 7 home games are versus the number 1 and number 2 teams. Let's see. Crawley Town, they're in the playoff hunt. Forest Green, we should destroy them at home, and then Stockport. So we have a mixed bag of home games coming up. Our away games are a little more interesting. So we've got Forest Green, terrible. Morecambe, they're in the playoff hunt still. Grimsby Town, not playing well. We got the Doncaster Rovers, not playing well. Colchester, not playing well. And Crewe, who are definitely playing well and are going to be who we duke it out to get that 3rd spot in automatic promotion. So good news is that our away games remaining we should walk away with, we should lose as little points as is humanly possible with those, just because we play the 4 lowest teams in the league, and then a couple that are mid-table, and then one that's upper table. Aaron says, I think we need 26 points to make the top 3. I kind of agree with you. Let's see, 13 games. What is that? 39. So 26 out of the 39 points. That would make sense. Yeah. Oh yeah. They say it right. They literally say it right here. I'm an idiot. Okay. So 39 points potential if we win all the games. Obviously, the likelihood of us winning 39 points is crazy, but we do tend to win at home. So let's just say we won all of our home games. That's 21 points. That means we need to at least draw all of our away games. If we won all, man, when I say that out loud, when I say that out loud, it seems more difficult. It seems more difficult to get that 26 points to make the top 3. We also obviously don't know what other teams are going to do. So I don't really, you don't know what's going to happen. So, Crewe Alexandra could fall apart and just have nothing going for them. But getting 26 out of the 39 points, I think, would definitely seal it for us for getting promoted automatically this year. I think you're completely right, Aaron. I don't think if we don't get 26 points, I don't think it necessarily means that we don't get automatic promotion, but I think to secure automatic promotion, 26 points would probably do it. So it's going to be an interesting, what is this, 8 weeks, give or take, 7 or 8 weeks. It's going to be fun. I don't like that there are that few games left in the season. I love waking up on Saturdays and watching some Wrexham. All right, we're not going to spend too much time talking about the upcoming game against Forest Green Rovers. 3-0. That's my prediction. 3-0. I'm going to predict it right there. 3-0. We are going to beat Forest Green. Oh no, dadgummit. For some reason in my brain it was away. It was a home game, but it's an away game. All right. I'm going to bring it back down to reality. 1-0. 1-0. Going super conservative. We're going to win 1-0 tomorrow. Jeez, Tuesday. 1-0 tomorrow, Tuesday evening. 7:45 UK time, which means 2:45 p.m. here in the States on the East Coast. It's going to be I hope it's just not going to be a good game. I hope it's going to be utter domination, never any doubt. I want to put as many balls in the back of that net as we possibly can tomorrow. I want to run the score up. I don't think in like American football and basketball and it's kind of considered uncouth to run up the score on a team that you're destroying. Screw that. Let's put as many balls in the back of the net as we possibly can. This promotion might come down to goal differential. Who knows? But let's just destroy Forest Green. If we walk out of there with anything less than a win, I'll consider it a pretty abject failure. We should dominate Forest Green Rovers tomorrow. So, yeah, thank y'all so much for watching this week. That's gonna be today's episode. I'm just hoping to have. We might be having a pretty big guest on next week. So it'll be on Sunday. It'll be live on Sunday. My interview with him won't be live, but the episode will be live. So, yeah, so look out for that. And then I'm going to try to have a new segment of this show starting next week as well. So should be a good show next week. Make sure you tune in next week at noon here on YouTube, Rumble. Tune in on Rumble. Rumble is my favorite. Rumble is where you should be watching your videos anyway. You get far less censorship and less monitoring of people's accounts. It's, in my opinion, a much better platform for the future. So go over to our Rumble channel, Wrexham Texan. Thank y'all again for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Love doing this show. Love talking Wrexham. If you ever want to come on the show, feel free to reach out. I love having any type of guest on this show. So yeah, we'll see you next week. Oh wait, no, I got to do a prediction for, sorry. I got to do a prediction for Saturday as well, since I'm not going to be around before then. That's my bad. So I say we dominate Forest Green, and then we are home against Accrington Stanley. We're going to play against Jake Bickerstaff. I think we win 2-0 at home. 2-0. I think Okonkwo gets yet another clean sheet because he's just, he's crushing it for us. Despite letting in a goal each of the last matches, he's been under pressure. He has done an extremely good job. So I'm guessing 2-0. That is my prediction against Accrington Stanley on Saturday, and 1-0 against Forest Green tomorrow. So again, thank y'all for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing y'all again on Sunday. Up the town.
You search my soul with all your heart. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. And if you knock my soul with all your strength, you're gonna find it. You're gonna find it.